actually it started by my grandfather and three cousins of his. They were from the south of China. The meaning of Nam Loong is southern dragon. Nam is south. The word dragon is supposed to be too strong a word to use for anybody. Only in the olden days, the king is only strong character enough to wear a robe with a dragon in front, because the dragon is supposed to be the most powerful, auspicious being. So instead of using dragon as long, we have the sound like a dragon as Nam Loong. So at the beginning, Nam Loong was only selling partially gold jewelry, was selling all the merchandise from China, meaning umbrella, chai, liquor, perfume, any product that's from China imported to Penang. It's like a small emporium that sells China products. They even sold tea, China tea. They come in baskets in round forms and they got to dry. In this shop we have 4 airwells. One airwell has a big basket that hangs down, and all the things are put in the basket and pulled out. Pulley system. And upstairs is the storeroom. But when my father took over, slowly eliminated the selling of China products, because other shops in Penang were importing already. So you didn't want to compete with the rest. So we slowly eliminated, we sold off what we have, concentrated on the gold jewelry. My father introduced the diamonds and jade to add into the gold jewelry. So when I came into the scene after my 6 years in Hong Kong, I introduced precious stones and other jewelry items like pearls. In the olden days, we just do like whatever design my customer wants. When I came into the scene to help, I usually want to talk to my customer first. What's their lifestyle? What they're doing this for? And if they have any old jewelry that they want to reuse them, I will not advise them to dismantle everything out. I will ask them which part of their jewelry that they like. Then I'll remove that whole piece with the setting and the content, meaning either jade or diamond, to set onto something that they would like to wear. The purpose is to retain the heritage or the memory of the person who gave them. So that part is always with them. If you remove everything, like dismantle, like into loose stones or gold, you only see the stones and the gold only. You don't see the old designs anymore. So I want to retain the old design, which is finer workmanship, all handmade. Many of the jewelry now are machine made, and they've got casting. You want to copy somebody else's jewelry, you just bring it over to any shop. They make a casting and they can replicate the same thing for you. So that's not what we want. We want to retain the old history. Not many jewelry shops are willing to do that. If that part is made from the mother piece, so you can't charge on the mother piece anymore. Only you charge on the new pieces. And also to work on, to add the old and the new, you still need to remove the stones out. The gold can be melted and joined, but the diamond sometimes too fragile to go through fire, because when you need to go through fire to join the metal. Set it up, then replace them, and then there's double work, but you cannot charge on double work. But the main thing is to retain the old piece from your grandmother or from your great-grandmother for the modern generation. After my secondary school, I was sent to Hong Kong as I was not good in my studies. So my father's very good friend accepted to let me to be my apprentice in Hong Kong. So I learned from, started off with a retail shop, then went to the diamond department, learning how to sort out diamonds, how to grade diamonds, then to diamond cutting, how to they cut from a rough to a polished diamond, and then went to export. Then also after that went to the factory where I learned a lot, how to first design, then how does part join which part that goes with which part first, then eventually the setting. I like interior decoration more than jewelry, but that era, interior decoration is like non-existent. My father said you can't find a living doing that. So he said, you better do this first. After you establish this, then slowly go back to your interior decoration. So you learn things. I mean, it's all connected to being artistic. I like to have art. I like to do things with my hands. When my friends came, knew I was back, many of them weren't in Penang, and they inherited old jewelry pieces, and so they want to dispose of them. I have a barter trade with them, meaning that contra the loose diamonds with the pieces of jewelry. So that's why I have lots of collection of like very nice pieces of antique Nyonya jewelry or antique heritage jewelry. Or as I said, I like all this fine workmanship. My mother was still working with me when I bought all these things. He was like, why do you buy such things? Who will buy from you? I said, I like the design. So now it's appreciated so much, even some museums offered me to get it off my hands. But I've been thinking, once I sell to this overseas museum, it will be lost forever. It won't be a Penang piece anymore. It will be that country's piece anymore. There were 12 jewelry shops in Campbell Street at the time. Everybody was doing well. The business was very fantastic. It was doing so well that all my colleagues and staff didn't have time for lunch. So we got to buy buns or fast food for them to just run in, have a bite and out to sell again. The people are like queuing like supermarket. That was like the best time of our. We need to work and after office hours also, because we need to reweigh, revalue, redo the costing of the jewelry that comes in. If not, we can't open shop tomorrow. So to give them incentive, we took them all the way to Singapore, flew them all there, and the next year we flew them to Hat Yai just to give them incentive. The whole family, we like over 100 of us, just to bond with them, with the family also. Before we opened shop, after the Chinese New Year, we were allowed to burn firecrackers. We see the neighbor do it, we said, let's have a longer one. We had one of our longer ones, and where all the people staying in Penang, they know which day, on the 4th day of Chinese New Year, before we open shop, we have the firecrackers. And it's like not only one shop, it's 12 shops competing, and they've got lion dance and everything. So everybody's like, the whole street, you never know, it's like so filled up you can't even walk. It's like the good old days, as you say. When tourists come or everyone come, they want to see that era, that heritage. So if it's made into a modern place, anywhere in the world you see it's modern. You see all these screens and things are from my ancestral home. My ancestral home now is Tibetan Buddhism center already. Some of these things, we just bring it out just to share to the public. So in a way it's not wasted. I had a friend that helped me with upgrade the whole thing, putting mirrors behind the screen. Putting mirrors behind the screen, do you notice that it widens the whole shop? That's also feng shui, meaning that it will not be this small. Eventually, it will be enlarged. I don't know how the people outside or even the tourists knows where to go to see our collection. They just walk straight in and come to this counter. They come in, they ask for permission, they take photographs, and they're very happy. And they said, can I buy this? Eventually, after looking at it, oh, it's not for sale. It's family heirloom and also heritage. There's that piece over there. Yeah? It's supposed to be a wedding veil, and it's in pure gold. It's all pure and all handmade. And the story is the 8 immortals. Imagine the 8 immortals in 1 feet of gold jewelry. How did they manage to do that? Handmade. And it's like very intricate. All the stories in there. My grandmother gave my mother a big locket to lock her in. You know, when she had the teeth ceremony, and my mother did the same thing, another lock for my sister-in-law. So both of them are displayed here. These are all handmade, and you can see the different era of workmanship. My mom's is much finer. You can see it's the same thing, but after looking at it, it's not as refined. That's why I begin saying that older workmanship, handmade, are very rare already. But I'm sorry to say that many of the younger generation not really appreciate so lao bear, I don't want to come anymore. I want to go to the shopping mall. That's very disheartening. I told many of my friends, coming here you don't have to really buy. You talk to me and tell me what you want. I can accommodate you. We are quite relaxed with our colleagues, our staff. Some of them are from Alosta or Ipoh. They use my parents' house as their own home to come out to go and get a bride. So my mom would help them to decorate the wedding car and put ribbons. And as if they stay there to come out, that kind of thing. So now they're grandfathers already. The trust is very important. Once they trust, they treat as family already. But having said that, sometimes you give them, they jump over your head also. Sometimes they start, even the grandfathers are playing with their phone all the time. Sometimes you got to shout at them, hey, customer coming in. They will know. But the trust and to be relaxed with them is very important. During my grandfather's time, even during my father's time, my grandfather's birthday or my parents' birthday, everybody's invited for dinner. Morning for breakfast and for dinner. So it's like family affair already. They even have the cheek to say, hey, this year's Scrooging, last year's food better than this year. No, they have the cheek to tell you that. So that's how close we are, okay? My grandfather told my father, and my father passed it to me. He said, when he saw my father a bit spendthrift on us, and he got us together during dinner and told us, you know, if I tear my $1 note, blood will fall off. Blood will start dripping. That shows how hard he worked hard for it. We are a bit better than the rest, but there's nothing to be too proud about it. Like my grandfather, when he came over, he was working as an apprentice in the shop next door. Only after a while, his cousins came in, only his business comes out. It's the hard work that we appreciate. The easy money, easy come, easy go.